Hello, welcome to the after show for Cheese Quest episode 6, the final. God damn, no cucumbers! They're not allowed. They're not a thing. The final episode where you made it to Cheese Halatopia. One of you made it to Cheese Halatopia from the very beginning. We've got no blue. She said that there's not enough people on our Patreons, so she's leaving.
She said she doesn't do free content. This is what she told us to tell you guys.
Yeah. So sorry, YouTube. Like, you know.
No.
Sorry about that.
Our show went 30 minutes longer than it's supposed to, so.
Right.
It's because there were so many character creations needed doing. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I had to do that.
The character creations happened pretty quickly. You guys did a good job.
Yeah, you did do a good job.
You don't blame them for that.
Oh, no. Normal character creation takes hours. This system, you can do it in 10 minutes, but many character creations happen.
It would have been impossible, right? Like
yeah, like you couldn't do it with like another character. Maybe even D&D would push it, and yeah.
Also, I rolled a death saving roll just now to see if I would have also.
You got
survived.
7. Yeah.
I got
you could get a
11.
+1 to your death saving throws, right?
Yeah, I got double.
It's actually a 12 because it doesn't incorporate.
Oh, it doesn't include the +1. Damn.
No, no, it does. Never mind, it does.
Okay.
It is. I just looked. If I rolled.
I really didn't think I'd die. I thought I had enough backups so I wouldn't die. There was so many chances for me not to die in that
Maggie,
situation.
it was incorrect actually because you rolled it with a D8. Death saving throws are always 2d6.
You're right. Okay,
So
let me do it.
let's
again.
re-roll that and see if you would have
Let's see
died had death come for you. Yep, you'd have died as well. Wait.
No, I
my
can make a
screen-
deal on
You
a
would have been
7
able
to
to make a
9.
deal?
Wait, no. You're adding numbers to that. It's a 3 + 1 you rolled, and then you said you've added a 2 and a 1. The 2 must be coming from somewhere else. It was, in fact, a 5.
Oh, it's adding my con.
Yeah, you'd have died.
So let me.
You'd have died as well. There we go. It would have been a TPK.
If. No, we gotta
Luckily,
go
though, Bubba didn't die. I think that's right. The one who didn't die being the one who promised to protect everyone else.
Right.
Also,
I mean,
I'm the one who didn't try to murder everything.
Everyone
Yeah.
but Rix, I think, got what they did. Sycamore tried to charge a bunch of ants at 3 HP. Peachy, you set fire to yourself in a bin.
I did.
Hey, Rix did not
set fire
deserve-
to myself in the
Rix
bin.
did not. No, I'm not gonna let you tell me that.
Yeah,
Rix
but
deserved it.
on my sheet, I'm like, I can reduce the damage by 7. If it's odd, I can reduce even more damage on top of that. And we'll have a warm place to sleep. We'll be all good and ready.
But I never would have made it though, because even if I rolled, unless you can do, I think you do 2 on a success, right? When you rest, I would have just
You
been
do
able to
2.
get rid of sick and tired, and I still needed to heal. So I just could not.
You could have got rid of Sick and then healed 1d6, and then Oberon had an ability which would allow you to heal plus Oberon's int. So you'd have been able to, you'd have still been tired, but you wouldn't have been sick, and you'd have healed 1d6 plus int.
Also, if
Would
I
be
got a
okay.
success on
And
that death saving throw or a partial, I would have come back full HP, not sick. Everything would have been cushy.
You were dying on purpose because you wanted to get rid of sick and. I'm just kidding.
Wow, the meta game.
Metagame.
I'm so glad you died.
What were? I need to know from a DM's perspective. When you went into this, I know we had discussed cute, fun, kind of uplifting, fun, cute, laughable, like a lot of funny stuff will happen type of thing, which it did start out that way and it was pretty funny. I have never laughed so hard. My cheeks at the end of the first episode were like in pain from laughing and smiling so much. And then it took a change, and obviously we kept that change going throughout. What were you like? What in your mind was going on? Were you just like, well, I'm accepting what this is, and I'm going to go forward with it?
As
or-
a GM, I accept what my players do. Like, if you cross like that imaginary line where I'm like, guys, did you? This is going a really dark place. But that line is not like we decide to eat a bird. Like that's fine. It's darker than I thought you would go, but fine. Like that's not my call as a GM. Like it's fine. Look, you players, I gave you a sandbox. If I didn't want you to do stuff in the sandbox, I wouldn't put it there. As the saying goes, if the GM didn't want the players to burn down the inn on the first episode of their D&D campaign, the GM shouldn't put them on the same continent. Like I gave you stuff.
Truth.
The tools.
Don't as a GM ever try and restrict people's actions just because you're like, I don't want you to do that, so no, you can't do that. Like, you can come up with creative reasons beforehand, but if you give someone a hammer and they hit someone with a hammer, then that's...
cucumber?
Why? You're in a room
cucumber.
full of cheese. There's not going to be a cucumber there. You can't also summon creature and count a cucumber as a creature. I want to allow you to do stuff, but I couldn't find a reason that there would be a cucumber in that room at all.
Yeah.
Like, what if you give it was a food hall? I mean,
it's not a food hall. It's a dairy
never
farm.
Open a deli.
Cheese.
All right.
Mm-hmm. No cucumbers. Wow. I don't know. Like, I guess you even did that, and
also the Tinkerer's weapon is awesome.
Yep.
I wrote the Tinkerer to be you can play the Tinkerer as like a wizard, or you can play it as a hacky person who like tinkers to make an awesome weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't do much damage. You have a D6, which is the
Tinker.
smallest dice. Like Bubba's got a D10 upgraded to a D12 because size. You've a D6, which is like the lowest dice, but you can augment it. Pretty cool.
Also, one of the things I could have taken would have got rid of that -1 damage for the +1 to hit.
But Pen's 3 is good. Pen is really nice.
Pen 3, yeah.
I mean, the cat had 3 armor.
Little beans.
The first hour, whenever we're cold, we're hungry.
I know.
Oh my god, we might all just die.
That's what I intended effectively for winter coming. You need to make it there. You're getting pushed. You're getting tired. You're getting hungry. You have to contend against the elements that final bit. Then you make it there. You've got some food on hand. Lunchbox. Didn't necessarily think the lunchbox would kill you.
I know you didn't. Like, you were like,
final
I was
fight,
like trying to tell you. I was like, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I think I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. I'm not. I don't think. Like, there must be like,
I was like, 3 damage. You've got armor. You're fine. You're like, I took 2 damage.
And then I was like,
oh, you're fine.
I'm dead. And you're like,
what?
We're all like, oh no.
Like,
He hit me for the amount of health I had left. The exact damage was how much health I had left.
Really?
Yeah, he said he had 7. He hit him for 7. He's like, guess how much HP I have?
7.
It was 7.
Yeah, I was like, you want to offer your HP? Sure. In which case, that's
I need to ask.
unresisted because you're offering your HP. That'll be 2d6. And you were like, sure, okay. And I was like, you sure? This is 2d6 unresisted. And you were like, you're sure.
Yeah. I gotta ask though.
Roll 7. How much HP have you got? 7. Okay.
What I forget. Why were you lighting the fire?
I figure.
Why were you lighting the fire again? I forget.
Well,
we
to
need
try
warmth.
and keep us warm.
To get it going
we were all
again?
Dying. We were all gonna die.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. I was like, yeah, because we were all out, and then like Peachy or Pecklink was doing something, right? Like foraging.
I
He
was
went to go
looking
find
for
medicine.
a farm.
He went to
Medicine.
find, you wanted something from the medicine cabinet which heals 1d4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which would have been nice had he found it, but
I would have been,
Yeah.
yeah.
his search was nothing.
If it was
Because
a
there was a
success,
bunch of us who were
The
sick.
rolls were
Rick's-
so
Rick's-
bad at the start, though.
Oh yeah, no, you rolled awfully every
What was
time.
up with the rolls today? Like
It was only till basically that last fight where we started rolling.
getting better rolls. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was just
It was
all
like all
around.
the bad luck.
Oh my god.
The cat hits
Which
hard
made
as
it
well.
even
You came
more-
with some really cool plans though.
Which
Mhm.
made it even more bleak, which I liked.
Yeah.
The best
I was
plan against the
waiting
cat
for that
was the
shoelace because
cucumber.
I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to find something like clever to do with this shoelace.
Yep. That
I
worked
was
out.
just like, sure, you get a shoelace. I don't know why, but you did a 12, so cool, you can have a shoelace. I didn't expect it to come up. I was like, how are you doing shoelace? Oh yeah.
You give me something, you know
Yeah.
I'm gonna use it.
Maggie, here's some chewing gum and a paperclip.
Okay.
I'm just interested. I want to know
I eat
how.
the gum and I use the
Mouse
paperclip
MacGyver.
on my notes.
I mean, it's less interesting, but okay.
What do you want me to make?
I don't know. You tied a cat up with a shoelace. I was expecting something awesome.
No.
Did anyone feel a bit
That's
squeamish
good.
about fighting a cat because cats are kind of adorable and stuff?
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
holding my cat during it just to make
I
you
know
guys
the
all
whole
hear
time.
it.
It's okay. It's okay.
I had one too. I
Yeah.
thought it was funny that you brought it back too, though. Like the fact that you're like, and a little name tag, and I was like, for a second, I'm like, that name sounds awful.
I was looking at Tempo's face and he was just like,
right. Like I was actually like, wait a minute.
like go back and watch the video and watch Tempo's face. 'cause
I had a
it's great on the
moment
record,
where I
like,
was
and I'm
like-
like, yes, Tempo. He just said Periwinkle.
Like, I mean, the name could be like another cat named Periwinkle, but
It's
No,
why
it
the
was the
cat was
scraggly
sedated
cat.
at the beginning so that you could have an easy fight with the cat to foreshadow the later epic fight.
It was great. It was perfect because it was like the before and then the after.
The cat had 42 HP, 3 armor this time. You did 45 with that last hit in total. Yeah. The 3 armor is.
But we didn't.
tough as well.
You're saying we didn't kill the cat though. We just damaged it.
Generally, anything larger than you runs away. Anything smaller than you, fine, you kill and you can eat.
So by HP, you don't mean like their total HP.
Like their actual. It's more like
there isn't an actual HP. Threshold. Like you can't kill the cat. The cat will run away because it's narrative.
Threshold to get
So like
it's the threshold to get the cat to like it's
leave.
the HP threshold that you have to hit to make.
What if we trapped the cat in the dumpster and then did the flame thing? That's gonna kill a cat.
The flame thing wouldn't go in the dumpster because you're outside the dumpster. If you get in the dumpster and you cast it,
I sacrificed my life to kill the cat.
The cat would probably escape
horrible thing I
because.
just said.
And how would you bolt the dumpster strong enough to stop a cat getting out?
I'd put it on a little stick, and then I'd like a cartoon trap.
Immovable rod.
And then I'd run in.
And then the cat
Pull the
just
stick as
would
the
jump
cat's in.
and like eventually knock the lid and jump out, horrifically burned.
We can put something on top of the lid so that it keeps the cat in.
How heavy an object can you move that a cat can't?
You don't have to move it, just like slide it
I'm
off.
a tinkerer. I'll just use the padlock.
Okay, cool. In which case, the corner of the dumpster down the bottom was like really old and rusted, and the cat managed to bust its way out. After a lot of fire damage, it's horrifically burned. Do you feel happy now?
No, I feel terrible. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I like how you're doing the fake scenario of an alley cat.
I mean, it was meant to be like Periwinkle, the horrible, scraggly, awful cat.
Yeah. Well, now he's got like a scraggly, crooked tail too.
Yep.
Along with his scarred eye. Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah.
Shoot enough rubber bands at a cat, yo. I'm telling you.
Poor cat.
No matter where it goes, it's like, oh, we're in a nice place. I got a new home. Everything.
Not you again.
Yeah.
You foul creatures.
Overall, how do you think about the classes? Like, were they relatively cool, had fun things to do, relatively balanced? I know that the Brute is very much a one-trick pony in a lot of regards, but I tried to flesh it out a bit more. The other things were a bit more disparate. Like, I tried to give them a lot of scope.
Yeah.
The 2 I played look really cool.
Yeah, I think like the other classes, I liked that they had like a lot of options to swap around and you could build a little bit differently. I think the Brute just needs like a little bit more work because I guess you could go the rage route, but I just felt like it wasn't.
I tried to get the Brute to cover fighter and barbarian, like the classic archetypes. It was very limited in core dungeon world, and I really didn't like how it was you have to be this. So I tried to include a fighter aspect and a proper barbarian aspect, and it's got a lot of multiclass. I think it's got the most multiclass picks, so you could multiclass to pick quite a lot of flavor, like you did with the Ant.
I think it relied a lot on some stuff that, like some of the things relied on things that like aren't possible, whereas other people could use their abilities a lot more often. Like for instance, some of mine I just could not use for a good portion of the show, like because I think
in that way too, where like I had even like the detect trap and like to pickpocket and stuff. I think Blue Jay was talking about it a little bit too, where it's like kind of tough to get the drop or surprise on it, maybe because we weren't sneaking as much. But
most of those abilities are core dungeon world abilities that I copied over because I was like, they make sense, but I want to add stuff. So those aren't necessarily mine. So I could maybe flavor them a bit differently, but traps would be more useful in a non-woodland setting.
I feel like when a lot of the show was in the woods, right? So
yeah, it was kind of the theme of it. Like a normal show, like a normal campaign of this might be like your house mouse running around. You've got options.
Yeah, I think just more alterations on them and continuing to add more move options would be cool. I think generally pretty cool and easy. And obviously when a character dies, we were able to like make other characters really quickly. So
I will say with the fire starter, like generally in combat, it's not, well, no, in combat, I feel like it's bad unless you go crazy ham with the fire. But the second you go crazy ham with the fire, it's kind of it. I feel like there should be some sort of wind up, some gearing up.
Your fire weapon, there were some upgrades to that you didn't take. Would those have changed that? Because your flaming weapon does get a few changes to upgrades with if you pick specific moves.
Yeah, but the upgrades for that are from like multiple enemies, not just like fighting a thing.
It doesn't have any single target DPS.
It's not. It's not really about
Okay,
that.
maybe
we
there should be
had a couple of multi fights though. Like I think the majority, right? Oh,
I mean,
The rat
again,
one was
You can see there's two options there. There's one for the crazy wizard, kind of like flame wizard, and then one for like mastering a martial art using flame to help. I just feel like maybe the wizard part of it should have some sort of build up and then explodes, so to say. Because I was like, well, I can do this now, but there's no point. I'm gonna wait. Because I kept waiting to do my crazy stuff because I knew if I'm successful, that's it.
Yeah, I think that's a holdover from the old Dungeon World class, which is just a fire wizard. And the problem is I did speak to Josh about this beforehand because he's done a lot of Dungeon World himself. And he was like, yeah, the fire starter just goes ham. So I tried to tone it down a bit, but to tone it down
I don't
more...
think you toned it down. I think you should have added to wind it up because I had to, as a choice, as a player.
Well, to add a wind up
no,
would be to entirely redesign the class. Like, I didn't really want to completely change it.
So what I did for the immolator in the base Dungeon World, I gave them like another type of weapon thing that did flame damage. That was like a very simple weapon. I didn't do like crazy amounts, but it brought them in line with all the other classes as far as like their auto damage attack, you know? That way, like, he didn't have to go with like the crazy stuff all the time. But that's
I think
how
you
I
already have that in the one that I designed, but it doesn't get the upgrades maybe that other people do to the normal damage. I mean, I guess you could multi-class to pick some of those up, but I don't know how many multi-classes a Firestarter has. It might not even have...
I think like having some kind of like resource that you've got to either build up as the fight's going. So at the end of the fight, then you're crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So completely redesign the wizard aspect and make it work off the same charges that your weapon has, and you can either choose to put the charges into your weapon or into your... Yeah, so redesign it from the ground up.
So basically, I can't just the first turn firestorm. Oh, that's, you know...
Yeah.
It's a dead spider.
That works. Yeah, that'd be a good way. I just have to reflavor it quite a lot, which is what I was trying to avoid to do, because I didn't necessarily have the time to reflavor the entire thing.
I get that. I'm just saying...
I'm saying to the people at home that. I'm saying to the people at home. You get that, but it's like people at home. That's why I didn't completely redesign it.
Also, I think when you were originally making this, we weren't going to do crazy combat. Like, it was supposed to be more RP driven, and we were supposed to do clever things. Like, for instance, if we were to fight another... Or, like, if the cat showed up, right? The goal was to just, like... bop it on the nose or like have something fall on it, not like us battling it.
Well, the cat at the end, I do expect that to be, but so stuff like earlier on when there were other options around, Sycamore kind of meant that there were a few more combats that were unexpected. Like, for instance, obviously the ant caravan, some birds, other things like that. Yes. And
even like the Godfather, like even in the water. We did avoid it, but like pulling it out made it so that...
Yeah, the Codfather wasn't ever going to result in a fight. That was going to be like, they're going to try and extort you. You'd probably say no. You could bop a few fish around and they'd be pissed off or whatever, but you tried to kill the Codfather's son. Didn't mean to, but that's effectively what you did, especially in their eyes. And so there were consequences. Which was
Bubba
hilarious.
Didn't know.
Bubba didn't know.
Could have done against that. Yeah, that poor... Well, the bird that came after us, like, I mean, you know,
Vinny Crane, the heron.
He was fighting us. The heron that came.
The heron was a hitman to kill us as well. So.
No. He was a hit heron who was sent to kill you. He was a hit heron.
Yeah, you ended up turning him to our side.
Vinny, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is going good. And then Sycamore's like, let's get it.
Oh, no, that's the bird afterwards. Yeah, that was the bird the next day. And you were like, oh, look, a bird. It's a friend of mine. Murder.
Yeah, that part was like, you charmed it, which I thought was cool. You never actually got to use that ever.
Well, I used it the second I got it because I'm like, oh yeah, let's have a little.
And then never used it again because you're afraid of what would happen.
Yep. Or you just stop sending us like people like that. Actually.
Well, we did try to talk to the spiders first.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And they were like, "No, we're gonna murder your face."
Yep, yeah. I actually did.
I'm gonna be honest. When the spiders took me, I'm like, yes, and I can like worry free. I can now do my firestorm.
That is fair. I like the fact you did so well on the firestorm. You just directed it to go down that hole, and I was like, "There goes the firestorm." That's very dead spiders.
What can you do?
For getting over the road, by the way, what I would have done is like make a hook thing to put around the cable, and then zip line across with Bubba's can.
I thought about that. I just
Bubba
didn't
wouldn't,
know
yeah.
if it would be able to hold the weight. And then also I was like, maybe I shouldn't be. I wasn't sure if I should metagame come up with that. I like tell people that because like Bubba's not
Yeah.
that clever.
Bubba probably wouldn't have. Like, it could definitely
But I
hold you
did
'cause
think
it's a
about
cable.
the can and tying it to that and like
Yeah.
using it as like a thing. But then I was thinking to myself, how would we put it on the thing? Because we didn't really have like a tinkerer or somebody.
Yeah, effectively, if you had a tinkerer, that would have probably helped. You didn't really have anyone focused on int. And Pecklink, although Pecklink might have been intelligent, was special.
There was other things on Pecklink's mind.
Yeah.
But also, when we were doing that,
We'll light it on
was-
fire and walk across it. It's like,
I was laser focused. I'm like, how do I get a car? How do I get a car? And we need to get in a car and drive the car across the road. This needs to happen. How do I do this?
I love how you even said that too. Like, you're like, I think it was Sycamore that said it, or rather, Bluge, and she was like, but the cars go like perpendicular, and you know, or they go parallel, and you gotta go that way. Trying to explain the fact that if you were to drive a car that way, it probably would be just as dangerous as trying to walk across without one.
I liked the lunchbox mechanic because you got to have a load of food, you got to be in a safe place, you got to get the final distance there, and it healed you up for the final fight. It also may have killed Bricks.
Yeah.
Healed
that
us
worked
up.
well.
That worked so well.
Healed us up real good.
Temple came back with full HP.
But it was
though.
actually kind of cool because then it brought like another character that was easily able to like be like, hey, there's a thing that's on
know,
guard.
I
You have
wanted
to
it
be-
for like forever, like people to be like, oh yeah, like loads of people go looking, but no one ever comes back. To be actually like, no, some people do actually get there, and then they just stay because it is heaven.
That's what I was. Rick's actually said that when we were going through it, and he's like, you know what? Like, why would you want to leave if you ever went to Cheese Allotopia? You know?
Yeah, and
Or it's
everyone went,
like-
oh, just Rick, he's just so naive. Obviously they're dead. And it was like, when they get to the end, it's actually going to be quite wholesome. There's going to be people there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A bunch of mice.
It was pretty awesome. I think generally from like beginning to end, I loved the crap out of this session.
I did.
It was
I said it at the first thing. That was the first
Yeah.
thing I said. And then I died.
Crushed Indiana Jones style with an apple.
By an apple.
Death by apple.
Maggie's getting ideas for her new campaign. She's
Giant
like,
apple. Maggie, all I'm saying is
how am I gonna
avalanche of
crush Temple's
cucumber.
character?
Avalanche of cucumber.
What? No.
I don't
Have
know.
you ever killed anyone
It's a
with
much
an apple
more
before?
serious, gritty campaign, so I think it's just going to be very different. I'm excited to play through it though, but I will really miss this because it's very cute.
Yeah, I love my character. I think I really fell in love with the characters. You know what I mean?
I like all the characters, and everyone had
love-
such different personalities.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
I loved playing Rix and then like having the interactions with even like Peck, like the whole waking up thing, like, yo, dude, like it just had this.
I had a dream.
It's like,
Here we go.
But Peck is like not like all the way there either. So it wasn't like he's just like, dude, like you're an idiot, like stop.
Yeah, he could just sit you down and go, look, you've got some problems and we need to work through them. And it's like,
Yeah.
have I ever told you about fire?
Yeah.
Also, episode 3 where you were hotboxing and discussing the fire. I was like, that is
It
so
was so
cute.
good.
That was
weird.
funny.
but
Bubba
cool.
comes in and he's just like, "What's going on?" And then you're all like, talking.
Eat a rock, Bubba, it'll be cool.
And they all ate
Bubba, yeah.
food because they got like the munchies.
"Oh yeah, and you made me eat a rock."
He ate the rock.
That's horrible.
Like Bubba's
Poor
oil.
Bubba, and he eats it. And he's like,
Don't.
And then I tried to give you magic items. And you burned the caravan. And then you're like, oh, is the cape still there? And I'm like, you watch the cape burn.
I know. I knew it. As soon as
I
said
just
that,
sprinkled
I
up and
realized it.
You were like,
He's
oh,
yeah,
we just
wave
set
of
fire,
flame
we
just
committed
raised.
like a massacre, and can we still get the stuff from the loot? And I'm like, no, it's all dead. It's burning. You watch it in front of you as it melts. This is what you get.
At least I got the gillet. I did get the gillet, but that was so. I know. I'm sorry. I did have to ask. I was like,
Oh, yeah, you got the gillet, but then never really got to fully use it because you got there was a spider fight that you didn't really get to, and I was like, the gillet's going to be amazing. It's an awesome weapon. Final fight versus the cat. Oh, you died. And nobody picked up the gillet after you died. There were two, like, he was attached to this. We just leave it with the body.
oh, they left him there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
only-
Bubba would take anything off of Frix's
Like,
body,
that's-
and I don't think Bubba would let the other two take anything from
Yeah.
Rix, because like that's his friend, you know.
Bubba's very sentimental.
I
We
wouldn't
didn't
have
take anything
replaced
from
my
Chicken.
weapon either.
You know, like
Well, we
that
couldn't
is
get to
true.
you. I couldn't get to you.
I could have taken something from Sycamore, like as a memento, but
Oh yeah, you know how you died? There was also multiple reasons for you not to die because I had a thing that could have just automatically passed you.
If you'd
You're
rolled
pretty
well.
dexterous.
If you were alive.
Yeah, you're pretty dexterous. Like it's only an apple.
Yeah.
And then you've got the deal with the green squeak. Wow.
Yeah, in general, this system has a lot of things to avoid
To not die, yeah.
death early on, other than, say, like just a lot of hits in combat. You've got mechanics, you've got, it takes a lot of damage to kill you. In general, damage from events is going to be relatively low. You've got your armor generally as well. You've then got the deal with the Grim Squeaker, and just everyone today was just awful rolls.
Them rolls
Although
were
that
not
said,
the
Peachy,
rolls,
you
yeah.
did call it down on yourself by making yourself on fire.
Yeah.
I think the first death with Sycamore was like kind of our like, ooh, you can die, right?
Right.
But also I think a lot of people were like, Sycamore deserved to die with that.
Sycamore deserved.
The chat
Look,
was just
you
like,
you
great.
you
I
fought
was like, oh my
something
God, these
and
are brutal.
you hadn't slept. You'd had a major fight.
Yeah.
That was half the reason I was like, you really
But
want
we
to do
weren't
this?
supposed to fight them.
Half
I
the
was
reason
just
I was
gonna
like,
take the-
Sycamore, you are
but
really injured right
I
now. The
wasn't
other
going
half
to
was
be
like
like in a battle with
ants.
them for taking it. So she didn't need to go crazy.
It's so funny. It's like,
Bo was just going to pick it up and he wasn't going to steal it. necessarily.
There was a list of magic items that they had that you could have totally got, and then they said you can go kill the termites and come back, and
yes,
we'll give
that
you
whole
free
part
shit.
too. Yeah,
And like
we
the
have
list
that
of stuff
stuff.
was scented arrows, which allow you to like attract things to a certain place. So it's like a lure. Grapple arrows, you shoot an arrow and you can climb up it.
Yep.
There was a
That would've
rapier
been
there.
really useful.
You mentioned that one too. Yeah, it's a second
Fire
one.
papers by like a previous fire starter who like had certain papers to do with fire, which allow you to summon the flame with a +1. Fire fluid, which was like more fluid for your lighter, which could be used with a +1. Capture shield, whenever you use a shield to block or whatever, it would lock an enemy's weapon to it because it's covered in like a net. Marvelous cape, it's
That was
basically the
sick.
ability that the Tinkerer has for the cape that dazzles people. Poison, other poisons for Rix. Vorpal Blade Gillet, you got that. And then there was Chalk, which I can't remember what Chalk did. They also had all the things like healing items, caffeine for the getting rid of being tired, etc. All the normal gear, and you burned it all. Because they also had the fire fluid, which is petrol.
When you say you burned it all,
You're
you
a team.
mean
You're a team.
Sycamore burned it
You're a
all.
team.
Yeah, but as a party.
Was that list next to the list of ant names as well?
That was actually right next. The list of ant names was one side, that was the other side. And I was just like, all this stuff I wrote?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
All these items are as dead as the ants.
Yep. You can watch
Oh
them
my
burn. If you're interested in one of them, you can watch that burn in front of you.
See, watching EE do this, and then I'm like, I'm going to be taking over and DMing the next session of things that are going on the Saturday.
I'd like to. I know I'm a disruptive player because I think outside the box, but I don't, at 3 HP, charge a column of ants and blow up petrol. I'm not suicidal as a player.
I feel like that's very, very you, though. You would do something crazy like that.
I wouldn't. I'm not quite that chaotic. I'm chaotic in like my plans, but my plans generally aren't. I have 3 HP. Let's charge column of ants and blow up fire.
Yeah.
I give nukes
mean,
to
you said
terrorist
that-
organizations, but not that.
Yeah.
Portal cat.
You saw him? Yeah. There he goes. Watch him go.
He's
Watch him go
going
into the portal. Watch him go into the portal. LB, go in. Come on, don't be shy. Just go.
I'm going to use summon cat.
There he goes. Ready? There he goes.
But-
One time he came through and he busted out through the thing and it looked like he was coming through a portal because the light was like, woo.
Summon
Kinda
cat
cloudy
worked.
today. Whoa!
Please.
She was sleeping. You could tell because her eyes were like. Sorry, I woke her up. Sorry.
It's the cat. Of course she was sleeping.
True.
That's what they do.
Aw. See, we all have such nice cats, and then we just heard a poor, like, scraggly murder cat.
I
Poor
know. I
thing
did
got
feel a
it.
bit weird about that, but then again, cats are the enemies of mice, so it had to be done.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
You'd be.
I'm
the
sad
mice.
it's over.
Yeah,
Actually-
Season two. If we get,
they're all dead. Maggie, everyone's dead.
can we have a season 2?
Season 2, following Miss Marvel's adventures as she tries to get to Chief Alatopia.
Or we could follow the afterlife of the ones that passed. You know, like.
I like the
Oh,
fact
if you want a
that,
bit more sword and sorcery.
when Pecklink died, he saw the flame. When Rix died, he saw Sycamore. When Sycamore died, Sycamore just got eaten by ants.
Literally, like there was there was no redeeming quality because it was like, yeah.
No, Sycamore was
he was
just
a
trying
murder.
like survival. Sycamore was like survival of the fittest. If you don't
Kill
kill
or be
it, it's gonna
killed.
kill you. Yeah, like I
I
get
mean,
what
Yeah.
redeeming quality of the
Oh,
character.
totally.
I mean,
The thing is that
quality
Sycamore
of
hadn't really
every
developed a
step.
bond that I could really use in the death scene at that point.
Oh, yeah,
Whereas
no.
Pecklink obviously had fire, and by that point we then had Rixamore.
Well, what's funny is that you say that there's a bond with Rix and Sycamore, but not Sycamore and Rix.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Well. Then again, Sycamore did have a point. Like when I was starting to get it and like watch him do the whole like extraction of the what was it, the bird? What was he like?
Yeah,
Oh,
when you were
when
hunting
you were
together.
like opening
And
up
then-
intestines together.
Yeah, and then also the poison thing too, like being able to be resourceful about like, oh,
I think that
Hmm.
what maybe EE is saying is like Sycamore, that relationship was I'm teaching you how to do things so that you can survive, and it's going to benefit me also if you are
Yeah.
learning
Yeah,
things.
Sycamore was
Not
like
necessarily
using
I like you, and
No,
Rix
yeah.
is like Rix is getting the all wrong idea of like, oh,
Rix was hot for
teach
teacher,
me the
basically.
thing.
yeah. I don't know, yeah,
For sure.
but he was more like, yeah, like this is wow, like you're really cool, but you're not as great as me, but we are better, but I'm not going to admit it, kind of deal.
Aw.
No.
Aw. Anyway, this is a good place to end the after show. So thank you very much for watching. Hi, YouTube. This is what we do. These are after shows. You can get them on Patreon. The $5 and above tiers get the after shows.
You usually don't
For just
stay on topic.
$5?
Yeah, it's just $5.
I know we never stay on
That's a good
topic.
deal.
Today we
That
did.
was a
Yeah.
good deal.
Well, it was a
Yeah.
cute and wholesome episode for once.
Was it cute and wholesome?
This is the most kills I've ever done in an RPG.
This is
3
This
in
is-
one season. One per every
is
2
this the
episodes.
most in any art table in any roll for it.
Yep.
Roll for it
before now,
history.
we've had an
The
optional
cheese
death. Someone
quest.
didn't need to die but elected to die and didn't spend effectively a fate point. We had someone die during RP time because they put themselves in airlock and said that you can vent me if you want. They got vented. No one else has died that I recall. I might be wrong on
Dang.
that, but I don't think anyone else has ever died.
You almost had a total party kill, and I don't know if we've ever had a total party kill.
No, we've never had a TPK. And
Yeah.
technically, Vermilion in Pirates of Broken Skies didn't actually die because we rechecked the rules, and he came close, but he wouldn't have died because he didn't go negative by the amount. Benson was right, and I was wrong on a D&D rule, which means the world's turned upside down.
That is the world turned upside down.
I know, it's
GG
weird.
Bentham.
I know, I told Benson, I was like,
Give
Benson,
him
I'm so
some hype
proud of
for
you.
my-
This
my
is weird.
boy.
He also
Right.
had the correct sleeping pattern that night, so I was like, Benson, are you sure that's you?
I know, right?
Actually,
That's when he changed his name to Negabeb on Discord.
Yeah, because I typed his name as Beb for some reason. I don't know.
Well, yeah, Benson's nickname is Beb, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you'll enjoy next Tammons Temple, which is this Saturday coming on the Roll4It.
I'm so nervous and excited.
Times, I'm sure, are the normal time, 6 p.m. BST, 10 a.m.
Saturday
CET.
or Sunday?
Saturday.
Sunday's later,
Same
if you want
day.
to check out Layla.
Same day as Cheese Quest.
Oh yeah, I didn't hit you about that. Ah.
Okay, so thank you for watching, and bye.
Bye.
May the
Bye.
EDM roll over in your favor.
Nice play.